92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
If there's two things women love, it's fast cars and loose men.
Oh, I'm
Or is it
yes.
loose cars and fast men?
That's it.
I'm not sure which one it is, but I do know that women love men and cars. And so does Cliff, who's on the phone right now, because Cliff took the girl that he wants us to call today in a second date update out on a very interesting date. He called it a car hopping date.
What is that?
Cliff, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Now, which one are you? Are you a loose car or a fast man?
I'm a fast car loose man.
Oh, okay. So your email explained the date that you took this girl on. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to do something, sort of unique. And I said, why not go car hopping?
Do you mean like you go to dealers and you just test drive cars, or you're like,
Yeah. I
Oh.
mean, pretty much we go to like a dealership and, like Mercedes and Lexus, really nice cars. I'm like, hey, we're looking at buying a car and we want to test drive it. And it was a fun way to get to know each other, test driving cars that you normally wouldn't drive.
Yeah. It sounds like a cool date. Has this something you've done before?
No, it's something that I kind of came up with.
All right, let me ask Brooke, because like from a dude's perspective, it'd be awesome to just drive a bunch of cars that I never got to see the inside of. As a woman, would you be interested in this date?
no.
No, okay.
No,
So it sounds
not
terrible
at
to her.
all.
Why? I
Like,
thought girls like cars.
one, going to dealerships is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that? And two, then having some dude go on some weird power trip thing when you like to drive fast cars. Like, the whole thing is too much testosterone for my taste.
No, it's not like that at all. I mean, it's not like we're going out to test drive a Honda Civic or some car and then talk about the safety features, or a minivan. Like, hey, can this fit 7 people? We're like, we're test driving very nice cars, convertibles.
Yeah, but how much conversation and sexy can you have with a car salesman in the car with you?
Well, they don't always go with you. Some of the nicer car dealerships let you go on your own.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have the third wheel. They're sitting, the guy's trying to listen to your game. What's going on?
Yeah,
He knows.
that's true. Anytime I've gone to look at a car with somebody else, though, you're like, you two can go ahead and take it, and I'll just be here when you get back.
That's good.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and I understand if you go into a dealership and you're sitting there crunching numbers and so on. We were just test driving the car and we'd like, all right, well, thank you. Didn't really like the car and go to the next dealership.
You're just wasting the salesman's time instead.
Yeah, which is fine to do because they waste a lot of people's time. So wasting a car salesman time, I'm all for it. Before we get into more about your car hopping date, where did you meet this girl?
I met Heather actually at a singles mixer, speed dating sort of thing.
Speed dating.
And, she wrote my number down. I wrote her number down. And, we had a connection.
Okay. And while you guys were out test driving a bunch of cars, how did everything seem to go? Did she seem to really have a good time?
Yeah, absolutely. At one point, we drove for like an hour, I think, and, we really hit it off. And
Whoa.
You test drove a car for an hour? Did they think you stole it?
It's like a road trip.
No, I think the guy actually thought I really wanted to buy it. So, it's like, hey, you can test drive the car all day if you want.
So you took his word for it. You're like, sure, all right. Why not?
Exactly. And then I asked her, if she wanted to get some lunch, and then
Take
she
her
did.
to lunch in the car that you were test driving? That's what you should have done.
Drive through.
She said she already had plans with her friends, and it was maybe a little awkward. I didn't want to go in for a kiss, but I, kind of gave her a hug, and I said, I really had a good time, and would love to see you again. She said, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think that she's making that up? The only reason I bring up is we've done a lot of second date updates where people make up. Like, oh, I had plans earlier.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that.
And even if she was telling the truth, the thing is if she was really, truly interested in you and you guys were doing an early date like that, she'd bail on her friends to hang out with. I mean, like, her friends would understand if she was on a date and it went long.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she had a baby shower or something. I mean, who knows?
Probably. It's always, look, dude, hey.
You can't miss a baby shower.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of women, Cliff, and it's always a baby shower. Every time. So have you heard anything from her since she left your date to go to this damn baby shower?
Yeah, no, I called her actually, and it's been about a week and she hasn't called me back yet. So I'm just, trying to figure out. That's why I called you guys.
Okay.
And you can't think of anything weird that happened in the cars. She was perfectly happy.
Maybe the problem was that you didn't buy a car. And you should have gone back to the dealer and said, hey, I'm going to let the missus wait in the waiting room while men go crunch some numbers. You hang out there and maybe we'll get some dinner in my new sedan later.
That could have been it.
Could have been.
Oh, that sounds awful.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Got it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Cliff is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl named Heather to find out why she's not calling him back. Cliff took her on a very interesting and creative date that we haven't heard of before. He took her out to test drive cars. It sounds a lot more boring than it is, I think. The whole idea was you get to test drive a bunch of cars that you normally wouldn't drive. You have some fun conversation and everything else. But here's where I think you messed up, Cliff.
Okay.
Okay, it sounds fun, but I don't think you made it fun enough. You needed to make it a little more exciting. You get in the car to test drive it, and then you take the car off a jump. You know what I mean? Find a jump somewhere and jump that car. Or, hey, there's train tracks everywhere. Race a train. Drive that car up to the top of a mountain, then drive it down to show her what it can really do. Live on the edge. Show her just how precious life is.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's a chance that she'll realize she's not going to be on this earth for a long time, and she might spend the night with you. That's what you should have done.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah. Hey, since she's not calling you back, are you kind of rethinking that whole car idea? Maybe you should have stuck to something more traditional, like, I don't know, say cocktails.
Maybe a nice lunch, a brunch or something. Yeah, it would have been better, I think.
Could have combined them both, cocktails and test drives.
No, that's
Hop in the car with a margarita.
yeah, very illegal.
All right. I'm going to dial her phone number right now and find out the reason she's not calling you back. You ready to go?
Okay, yes, absolutely.
All right, here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number right now. But we're going to do it intense.
Do not play this.
Yeah. This is an intense second date update. All right.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Heather?
this is she.
Hey, Heather, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay.
I'm calling you because we recently got an email about you from a dude that you went on a date with, and for some reason you're not calling him back, and he asked if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Who are we talking about?
His name is Cliff.
Oh, f***ing hell.
Wow. You remember Cliff?
That bad, huh?
I never want to talk to that guy again.
Why?
Because he is the sketchiest, creepiest. I can't even.
Whoa.
Was it just the weirdness of the date or the weirdness of the person you were on the date with?
You know those kind of people that get the emails that say, a distant relative of yours just died in England and you will get $1 million if you just provide us this information for the disbursement of the funds. And they
Yeah.
actually answer those emails.
That's how I've made my
I
millions.
basically became that kind of person.
You became
You
that.
became-
What do you mean by you're that kind of person? I don't understand.
I mean, I'm an idiot for going on a date with him.
Oh, okay.
Like he suckered you into it.
Yeah.
And you knew from the beginning you should have said no.
I mean, from the beginning, I didn't know it. But about 15 minutes into the date, I definitely knew, and I should have just walked away then.
I talked to Cliff. He doesn't sound like a weird guy. He
Can
sounds-
I tell you my side of the story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, first of all, we'll put aside the weirdness of our date is going to be test driving cars. Okay, sure. And then we're driving this car for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, do you think I look sexy in this car?
Did he say it just like that, too?
Yeah, and like really seriously and creepy. He's like, do you like this car?
Oh my God. How did you respond to that?
And I'm like, I guess, yeah. And so then he goes, do you think I should buy it?
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, I mean, if you want it, do you need a car? Sure. You know, I don't know what to, it's just so creepy.
Yeah, that was my fear when we first talked to him about the date, was that he was going to do something like that to try to impress you.
No,
Like,
it gets better.
oh, it gets better.
What
So
happened?
then he pulls over.
Uh-huh.
And he, like, very seriously to me says, you know, I really love this car. I love myself in it. I love you next to me in it.
What?
Would you be willing to co-sign?
No,
way.
he did not. Stop it.
Swear to God.
He asked you to co-sign on a loan for a car with him.
Yes, and I said, we just met, and so then he goes on to say, I got in some financial trouble a few years back, and my credit is shot, and I can't buy a car. While I have the money to make the payments and everything, they're not going to give me a loan, and I need a co-signer, and I just think you and I have great chemistry. And I'm like, what is even happening? It's like
I don't see the problem with that. I mean, I don't understand why it's such a big deal.
What was that?
That was Cliff. Cliff, you're supposed to wait for me to tell her
my
that you're on the phone. Cliff is actually on the phone listening.
Oh, you ass.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I can take of her, making it sound like I'm some creep or weird or, blah, blah, blah.
How do you think that was acceptable first date behavior?
Maybe I was wrong. When I met you, I saw a lot of compassion. And if you had compassion, then you would know that it's not such a bad thing to co-sign with me. I mean, I don't see what the problem.
So, Cliff, you weren't joking when you were asking her to co-sign a loan.
No, I had listen, about 3 years ago, I had some problems with my credit, and I'm working on it. And I think me driving a better car would definitely give me a better look.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Buy $100,000 car. That'll, really secure your finance. That's really building financial stability.
So you're saying, Heather, that you never had a rough time in your life, and now you're putting me down. You're keeping a man ways down. Is that what you're saying?
I have had rough times in the past, I guess, but I've never asked a complete stranger to co-sign on a loan for me.
A complete stranger. The second time I saw you, we met one time, and this is the second time.
That's true.
So I'm not a complete stranger. First of all, second of all, when I looked at you, when I pulled over and I looked at you, and I really made a deep connection with you, and I looked at you and I said, you know what? I can really see myself driving this car with you in it. I meant that.
I meant that.
Cliff,
And
are
you
you
could
that
be in it
dumb?
because you could basically own part of this car if you wanted to.
Cliff, I'm totally baffled by this. Do you truly not understand how bad it is what you did?
Man, I mean, maybe I trust people too much.
Cliff, is there anybody else closer to you that you could have co-sign a loan rather than somebody that you're on a first date with?
Well, my family, I mean, I don't really talk to them, but that's a whole nother story.
Because you owe them money, probably.
Yeah.
You know what, Heather? I hope one day that you don't hit a rough time like I did. And, maybe someday you need somebody to co-sign with you, and then you'll remember this time. You'll remember the car hopping. You'll remember me, and you go, you know what? Karma's a bitch.
All right, well, at this point, I would love to ask if you guys would go on a second date. Heather, will you go out on a second date with Cliff? We will pay for it, and I'll have somebody co-sign that loan.
No.
Yeah, that's
right.
pretty clear.
Cliff, I'm sorry, no second date, man.
That's fine. It is what it is. But, hey, Jubal, if you want to co-sign with me, I'm up for it, man.
You're asking me to co-sign a loan with you?
I mean, you were offering,
I didn't offer. I said, I've had to have people do that. And trust me,
No, but you said if she went out with me again, you find somebody co-sign.
Yeah, I did. Look, me co-signing a loan with you would only make your chances worse of getting a loan.
I don't know. We could always give them free advertising on your radio show.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I'll do that. I'll risk my job and give them free advertising for plugs on the radio, and I'll co-sign a loan with you even though I don't know you. I'll totally do that for you.
Really?
No, Cliff. I will not do that.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
And I know she'll be the death of me. At least we'll both be numb.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You can learn a lot about life through baseball. Yeah. When life throws you curveballs, you knock them out of the park. Sometimes you step up to the plate, you swing, and you miss, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you're the pitcher, and sometimes you're the catcher. Either way, you're gonna have a good time.
What?
Those are some famous sayings from baseball, and I bring them up because the guy on the phone for a second date update today, his name is Matthew, and he met the girl that he wants to call at a co-ed softball game. What's up, Matthew? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Pretty good. Were you the pitcher or the catcher that day?
I mainly bat and, play third base, but...
Thank God
So-
for answering it like
God,
that.
you're a sick man.
Your email said that you met the girl that you want to call. Her name is Trisha.
Yeah, she's real sweet.
Okay, and it says here you met her at a co-ed softball game. How'd that work?
Yeah, she was on the opposite team.
Oh, the enemy.
Yeah, so that's, a little extra charm as well.
Let me guess. She was pitching to you. She struck you out, and then you threatened to fight her.
No way, dude.
'Cause
That's
what.
usually how friendly softball games go,
Yeah.
Jubal. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot
that
of
how-
physical violence.
Is that how it went down?
It was more like when we all went to the bar.
Oh.
Then you threatened to fight her.
There was no fighting. No
Thank you.
fighting. Just softball.
Okay,
Just softball.
strange.
No fighting during the game or afterwards.
That's different than any co-ed sports league that I've been involved in. There's always a fight at some point, but okay.
Move on from
Nice.
the violence, please.
All right, so you met her at the bar.
Yes.
And had you had your eye on her like all game?
Oh, yes. All game for sure.
What about her stuck out to you?
Oh, I mean, her legs just go on for days,
One of those girls with legs all the way up to her butt.
Yeah.
So hot. So hot.
We all have
She
them.
was really good at the game, and on top of it all, she seemed like a genuinely cool chick.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
how did you approach her at the bar?
Oh, I mean, I grabbed her a drink and, said congrats for whooping her ass, and, then we just started talking about how long we had been playing, and then one thing led to another, and I ended up getting her number, and we set a date to go hiking.
Sweet. How was the hike?
Oh, it was great. She met me where we were going to start out.
Nice.
What'd you say?
Oh, I just said nice. Sorry.
I heard you. I was just like, what?
Very nice. She met you there.
I'm excited for you.
She met you where you're going to start. That's better than meeting you at the end of the trail, I guess.
I approve.
And she was just as awesome as the first time you met her.
Absolutely. Like, she did great on the hike, and we were able to talk. We weren't winded or anything. And, I mean, at the end, like, when we said goodbye, like, I didn't know if, a kiss was feeling out. And, I mean, she was real sweaty. I was real sweaty.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, we kind of just had a quick hug, but, like, it was still, like, you felt that connection there, and we made plans for about a week later to go out again.
Oh, so you guys had a second date.
No, see, like, a day before, she texted to cancel. She needed to cancel for some reason, but, so I don't know. And now it's like, now I haven't really heard from her, so kind of feel blown off.
Have you tried to reschedule that date that you had planned?
I mean, yeah, I sent one or two texts just saying, hey, sorry, scheduling didn't work. Is next weekend good? And I didn't really get an answer from any of that.
Can I ask, I mean, just looking back at the time you guys spent together between like the softball game and the hiking, do you think that she also thought of this as a romantic date?
Well, I mean, I would hope it would be kind of obvious because I asked for her number. I said I would love to get together. Like, to me, that sends a pretty clear signal of like, hey, I'm interested in you.
Right.
Even if like things go slow or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how long has it been since you've heard from her?
It's been over a week since I talked with her, and she hasn't responded to the two texts I sent.
Oh, man.
Just a sweaty hug at the end of the hike. That's all you got.
Yeah, right?
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thanks, man.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I gotta say, I'm skeptical of you, Matthew.
Am I suspect?
Yes, you are.
For what?
Well, we do a lot of these second date updates, all right? And everything always sounds normal until we get the person on the phone, and then something weird comes out, okay? Now, you said that you met this girl at a co-ed softball game. You went to the bar after, asked for a number, and you guys went on a hike and had a great time, and nothing weird happened.
That is all true.
Okay. Well, if I call her and I find out that you've been going to all of her games since then, dressed up like...
No, buddy. I will be 100% honest
Okay.
with you. That thought did cross my mind,
Okay.
but I denied it because I didn't want to be a creeper.
All right, good.
I
I picture you in the stands like an NFL quarterback's mom with her name on your shirt, sitting there like, "Go Trisha, that's my girl." So,
Oh my God!
you promise me you haven't done that.
I have not done that.
All right.
He still doesn't trust you,
No,
just so
still,
you know.
Still, I'm a little weary of you. I'm gonna dial the phone number right now though and get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling you back. Okay?
All right.
Hello.
Hi, is Trisha there?
Yes, this is she.
Hey, Trisha, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
I'm calling because one of our listeners sent an email about you. His name is Matthew, and he sent us an email saying you guys were supposed to go out on a date, and then you stopped responding to him, and he wants to know why.
He sent an email about that. Why would he do that?
Because he liked you and he would like to go out again, but you just stopped talking to him, so he thought maybe we could help him out and figure out the answer.
Look, I am not comfortable discussing this.
If it's something way too personal, you don't have to tell us, but if it's not, I mean, he wants to know. He liked you a lot.
You got to put yourself in his shoes. You know how frustrating it can be if you feel like you connected with somebody and then they drop off.
I mean, yeah, I get that. And he's a good guy. I totally got that sense from him.
Okay, so if he's a good guy, then why aren't you calling him back?
Look, he was really cool. He's just not marriage material.
Whoa.
Why is he not marriage material? Did you guys get into that conversation on your first date?
No, we didn't, talk about it. But, you could just tell from the date.
Is he immature or something? I mean...
Well, here's where I am. I am not getting any younger, and I absolutely want to get married someday. Yeah. And he's just not going to be that guy.
That is a really quick judgment to make after meeting someone just one time.
Yeah.
Actually, we hung out twice.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 times is enough for you to know that?
Now you know everything about him.
How can you possibly know that he's not marriage material after 2 hangouts?
Because after the second time we hung out, he took me back to his car, and his car was full of stuff, piles and piles.
Wait, are you saying that it was just messy? Like there was garbage and stuff in it?
Well, I didn't know. So I had asked him, I was like, what's the deal with all your stuff? Are you moving or something? And he said no. And he said that he lives out of his van.
He lives in his van?
Yeah, and he does it by choice.
What do you mean? It's not that he's homeless, it's that he wants to be homeless?
Yeah, he chooses this.
Really?
What did he say to you to make you think that?
He said, look, it's this really great situation. I choose this. I feel it's better. I'm saving money. And I look in there, and there is a mattress. There's a jug of water, hot plate. It's really weird.
Yeah. Normally, when you see a van with a mattress in it on a first date, that's a good sign.
No, always bad.
So you're saying you didn't want to see him again because he lives in his van?
No, I don't know. I've been going back and forth over this, for the past few days because, he lives in a van.
Yeah.
So you're saying you don't want to move into a van if you guys ever got more serious?
No. Well, no, I don't know. That's the thing.
You don't know if you want to move into a van. You might be willing to move into a van?
No, I definitely don't want to live in a van. That's the problem.
Okay.
But don't you think... Okay, granted, this is a kind of an odd situation, but he has, a regular job, right?
He has a really good job, and he makes, a ton of money.
Whoa.
He just chooses to save it.
All right, so the guy just likes to live in a van.
He seems really in love with his living situation, and if that's the case, I don't want to mess with it.
I have so many questions.
You don't want to make the guy give up his house, you know?
Exactly, his green van.
Yeah.
Well, Trisha, I do need to let you know that Matthew is actually on the other line listening, maybe in his van right now, and he wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Matthew, you there?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, Trisha.
Oh, my God.
I am not in my van, just to clarify. I'm in my office. I'm at work right now.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. I'm just really surprised because, like, when we went out, I mean, you seemed to think it was really kind of cool what I was doing.
Yeah, I said it was cool when I was looking at it because I didn't just want to tell you it was weird right off the bat.
Okay. Oh, now you're just 180 on this. So I'm confused.
Matthew, think about it. I mean, how could a girl see a van and think, I want to stay the night with him? I'm not sure where I'm going to go to the bathroom if I have to go, but...
Just owning a van and living out of it is awesome. I have this freedom that everybody else is dreaming about. I save all this money. It keeps going in the bank when everybody else is spending and going into debt on these houses that they can't afford, and they're never in because they're always at work all day for them. I mean, what's the point of it?
The point is to actually have a place where you could hang out, not something that you could, like, drive from point A to point B, like you're home traveling everywhere.
But that means I can hang out everywhere, Trisha, wherever I want to hang out. Like, the world is my home. And Trish, I'm not living in the Stone Age with this. Like, I've got Wi-Fi, you know, I can run things off this generator. Like, I have electricity. I have the basic things that I need and stay connected with the world. I can work remotely if I want to. Like, come on.
He's got it all figured out, Trisha.
It just sounds weird to me. I never pictured my boyfriend living in a van.
On purpose.
But it may be fun, Trisha. I mean, it's definitely an adventure.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
It is an adventure. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
I don't know, man. I mean, you have a great personality. You're a really cool guy, but the whole living in a van thing is just a giant turn off for me.
Just give it a weekend, Trisha. Like, pretend you're going on a luxurious camping trip. Give it 2 nights, and I will convince you. I promise.
2 nights? That is a big ask, sir.
So you want me to spend 2 nights in your van when we've only been on 1 official date together?
You are the one who is throwing around the marriage word of, you know, needing to find marriage material. So, like, 2 nights is not going to kill you.
He has a point.
I mean, I say 2 nights is a drop in the bucket. Come on.
In that case, Trisha, would you like to go out with Matthew on a second date? We will pay for it. I mean, I guess the date would be 2 nights in his van, but whatever. Would you like to go out with him again?
You know, I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I am going to say no to 2 nights in the van.
Oh.
But I'm up to hanging out with him again.
Okay, so you'll go out on a date with him, but you won't sleep in the van.
Yes, I will go out on a date. I will not spend the 2 nights in a van.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Matthew. That's a successful second date.
I can work with that.
All right. So you guys go out on your date. Matthew, you try to convince her that living in a van is better than living in a house, and I wish you both luck.
Trisha, freedom is in our future. I guarantee.
Oh, my God.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 about the second date update that just says business in the streets, road trip in the sheets. Kind of makes sense. If you missed today's second date update, Trisha, this dude met Trisha at a co-ed softball game, and then they went on a hike, and she wasn't calling him back. So we got Trisha on the phone. And she said that he's not marriage material, and the reason why is because he lives out of his van.
But he likes it.
Yeah, it's by choice. He's not homeless. He has a great job and makes a lot of money. But I guess this dude, his name's Matthew, by the way, lives out of his van by choice.
Yeah, he's like a penny
He
pitcher,
says
I guess.
he does it because he's saving a ton of money and he has a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And he's not tied down by any houses or anything like that. He can just move his van around wherever.
Which is it's true.
A lot of people do it. Look up hashtag van life.
Really?
It's all over the place,
Yeah.
man.
I'm sure.
And I guess they did go out, though. They agreed to go out. She said she'd go out with him, but turned down his offer for 2 nights of staying in the van. So
See,
she doesn't want to stay in the van, but She will go on another date, mostly because he probably has a lot of extra money to spend or something.
I just want to warn her. I dated a guy who lived in his car, and after we broke up, we got in a fight, and he refused to leave. He just parked in front of my house. And then I had another guy show up the next day to go on a date with him. He's like, "Hey, there's some guy sleeping in the car in front of your house." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't know. That's weird.
You're like,
I don't
go
know."
home. He's like, I
am home.
Yeah,
your home's actually in my way right now.
Yeah, they're hard to get rid of when they can just move their house right in front of your house.
Amazing.
So good luck to those two.
Yeah.
They continue their relationship. Maybe he can actually stay in her house once in a while.
Or
Who knows?
upgrade to like an RV or a Winnebago. Or
Yeah.
Who knows?
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email us, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5's
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm actually kind of surprised that the guy on the phone for a second date update today actually wants to do a second date update. Because in his email, he said that the girl he was out with spent the whole time on her phone.
So annoying.
It's a problem I've never had because usually girls are so mesmerized by my beautiful hazel eyes.
Shut up.
They never even think about staring at their phone screen. Only time they do it is actually take a picture of my eyes because they want to show their friends. Anyway, I guess we'll talk to Jesse and see why he wants to call this girl back. So, Jesse, your email said the girl you went out with was on her phone the whole time. Why do you even want to do a second date update?
Well, she's actually a really cool person, and besides the fact that she was on her phone the whole time, I do like her.
Okay.
You know, we did have some conversation.
I feel like that this is such a good example of men who really love the chase. Because it sounds like the girl was really bored on your date if she's on her phone the whole time.
I guess I didn't think about that part.
What's her name, first of all?
Oh, her name's Lori.
What did you guys do on your date when you went out?
We just went out to dinner.
Okay, and how much of the date was she on her phone?
A lot.
A lot.
Was she texting someone else, or was she like, "Oh my God, look at this Instagram picture I just put up"?
I couldn't tell. She had like her phone like kind of to where I couldn't see the screen, but she was on it and was definitely typing a lot. So I assumed she was texting.
She like live tweeting your date?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Did you ever say, "Hey, can you put the phone down and concentrate on the conversation, please"?
I actually did. I said it kind of rudely, I think. It was bugging me a lot. I was getting kind of pissed off about her being on the phone and she'd be mid-conversation and would not be paying attention to what I was saying, and I'd ask her a question and I'd say something and she wouldn't answer, and so I kind of blew up at her, I guess. I kind of yelled. I didn't yell, but I said it loud enough to where the tables next to us kind of looked over.
Really?
No,
what did you say?
I was just like, who are you texting? Like, I was in the middle of talking, and she obviously wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you're like, hey, person over here across the table who's probably going to pay for your expensive dinner. Would you mind putting the phone down for a second?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I think I did come off as a jerk.
So did she put her phone down at that point? Were you guys actually able to enjoy the rest of the date?
She did put her phone down, but the date wasn't too enjoyable after that.
All right.
Awkward moment.
So is that why you think she's not calling you back, because you yelled at her about being on the phone?
I'm afraid it is. After the date, I apologized. I tried to explain to her that I was wanting to hang out with her. I had been so excited about finally having a date with her, and I just wanted to talk to her, and she was on the phone the whole time, and so I was also nervous something was wrong. Maybe it was a family issue or something, but she wouldn't tell me who she was texting, and she kind of hugged me, and then we went our ways, and I haven't heard back.
You didn't say, like, can we try this again?
Yeah, I did. I was like, please, let's meet up again. And she just kind of nodded, yes, yeah, okay. And, I was like, all right, well, I'll text you. And I texted her a couple times. And
we know she knows how to use that phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's getting that text message.
We know that she's seen your text, for sure. She hasn't gotten back to you at all, not a word.
No, not anything. And I'm not trying to be overbearing and get on her a whole bunch, but I at least need to know a reason. I mean, if she's mad at me when I yelled at her, I don't know.
You just want the opportunity to explain to her that, hey, sorry I snapped, but you were on your phone the whole time, and that's pretty rude.
Yeah, and I feel like I did explain that afterwards, but it was right after it happened, and I just kind of want to, if that's the problem, I'd like to apologize to her again about it, and and try to have another date, and maybe whatever she's on the phone with about, she can not do that next time, and I won't yell at her.
What makes her so special? I mean, if you're online dating, I'm assuming that you have some other options you can go with.
Yeah, well, honestly, she's gorgeous. When I first started talking with her, I thought she was too pretty for a dating website, but then I got to know her a little bit, and we have a lot of the same interests, and, I don't know, I would like to get to know her more.
Do you want this to be more of a hookup, or are you actually trying to date this girl? Because from the sounds of your date, it sounds to me like you want to see her again just so you can hook up, and you're not actually interested in dating her.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely part of that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be too honest here, but
I mean, I'd definitely like to hook up with her. I don't know, maybe a relationship too. I don't know. I mean, anything can happen. We're both young, and
you just want another chance at whatever it is.
Yeah, I feel like I put a lot of effort into it. There was a lot going on, and I guess I'm really just confused by the whole situation. And
okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update. All right?
All right, cool.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I actually don't know if I should do today's second date update.
Why's that?
You there, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jesse wants us to call a girl named Lori. They went out on a first date. Lori spent her whole time texting while they were on the date. He even called her out for it, got kind of mad at her, and then things got awkward at that point, and the date was sort of over after he called her out for the texting. Jesse, I think I shouldn't do this second date update.
Why?
Well, because I've got a little bit of insider information. The person she was texting on your date was me.
That is not true.
Yeah, she was texting me the whole time like, hey, this guy Jesse's a bore. I need a real man to swoop up in here so I can enjoy my evening.
Yeah.
You still want me to do the second date? You still want my seconds? I guess I can give them to you.
Yeah, I know how to better you, so it'll be fine.
Oh, gosh, Jesse.
All right. Well, that's the gist of it, though. Jesse went out with this girl. She spent the whole time texting. They got in an argument, and she hasn't talked to him since. We're about to get her on the phone and find out if she wants to go out with him again, even though she didn't seem very interested on your actual date, Jesse.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number. We'll probably get her on the phone because I'm assuming it's attached to her hand at all times. And find out if she'd like to go out with you again, okay?
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Lori, please?
This is Lori.
Hey, Lori, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How come, who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay, what can I do for you?
Well, you could start by letting me know why you're not calling my man Jesse back.
What?
You remember going on a date with a guy named Jesse?
Yeah?
Well, Jesse listens to our radio show, and we do a segment called the Second Date Update. Jesse wants to know why you're not calling him back.
Oh. That's weird.
It is kind of weird, and I know it's a weird phone call to get, but do you have a few minutes to talk to us about your date with Jesse?
I guess so.
Okay.
Sure.
I have a question for you. So Jesse told us a little bit about your date. He said that you were texting the whole time during your date. And then he told us at one point he called you out for it, and you seemed a little annoyed that he did that.
Yeah, he got really mad at me.
He said that.
Is that the reason why you don't want to see him again?
It's just one of those things where it just didn't work out. It just wasn't a good fit.
Okay.
Were you, disappointed when you saw him?
No,
Why were you texting the whole time on your date?
I was just texting my friend because it was about something he said that was so nuts that I couldn't even believe this was happening. Like, I thought I was, like, on, like, a hidden camera show or something.
Wait, something Jesse said that was so crazy?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I mean, it was just bad, and whatever. It's not that, I really don't want to talk about it, really.
Well, here's the thing. Jesse wants us to do this, so he probably should know for future dates if he's saying something so outrageous that you have to text your friend in the middle of it. It might be helpful to him to know what he said.
Yeah, okay. So he asked me, like, kind of what are you into, and I was like, oh, I'm, kind of into photography right now. Mm-hmm. Just stuff that I like to do, and
just normal first date talk.
Yeah. And then I was like, I asked him what he's into, and he said, I'm really into Hitler.
What?
No way. He had to be kidding.
Is he talking about a different Hitler or the most famous Hitler?
I thought it was like, oh, is there a band called Hitler? Which is weird, but like, what?
That's a little shocking.
Oh my God. And then he said, no, seriously, I can't get enough of Hitler right now. He's amazing.
What? He's amazing.
God.
Yeah, I'm half Jewish too, so it's even worse.
Oh my God.
It's just like I don't even understand. I mean, it's
yeah.
Like, and then he starts going off on all these facts about Hitler, like things that you wouldn't even know.
Oh, did you tell him?
Like fun facts about Hitler or whatever. Like it was so weird, and I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
So that's why I was texting. Because I was texting my friend, I was like, what do I do? What do I say? Like, what am I doing? And then he gets mad that I was texting.
Yeah, that's kind of scary, Lori, when you're out with a guy who's like, I love Hitler, and then you're on your phone, he's like, put the phone down now. What did you say to him?
I just couldn't. I was like, it's not like it's a teaching moment, right? It's not like I need to reach across the table and go, hey, man, probably shouldn't talk about your love of Hitler on the first date.
Oh my
That is a good point. Hey,
I'm telling you this now. I still can't believe it.
Speaking of teaching moments and letting him know that he shouldn't be talking about his love of Hitler on a first date, Lori, he's actually on the other line listening right now.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
I'm shocked too, because I had no idea that this was even something that was an issue in the date or something that came up.
I mean, it was an issue. It's an issue. It's an issue. Like it's like a universal issue.
Yeah.
No,
It's like a hateful, horrible thing, and you're like into it. And what?
No, like the man himself was. He was great. It was the person. He was an artist. He drew stuff. Look, morality aside, okay. That crazy stuff. He was an amazing person, you know.
No. Morality's kind of the point.
I know this sounds bad, but I was just bringing up other facts about him. I mean, he's very interesting to me. The things that the person he was before things happened. You know,
before things happened.
I'm just saying that I've been reading a lot. We were talking about things we've been doing. I've been watching a lot of documentaries, and I just can't get enough of watching and learning. And it's fascinating. It's so fascinating that person, that human.
It is fascinating. I will say that. Like, I watch documentaries. It's fascinating. It's a very, very bad mark in human history, but it is fascinating. Is that what you were trying to say, Jesse, rather than you're a fan of Hitler?
Yes, I was not saying I do not support his issues. I do not support what he did.
You said, I'm really into Hitler right now.
Right. Like, I'm really into baseball right now. I'm really into, rocket science. I don't know. It was something I'm studying. It's just something I like to learn about things. It's what I'm learning about right now. I'm just learning a lot about Hitler. I keep learning more and more things, and it's crazy how much is about this guy.
Oh, my God.
That's what you want to learn. You're a fan. You're a fan.
No,
People are fans of, One Direction. You're that kind of fan.
Hey, don't you dare talk about One Direction, okay? We don't want to remember the things that they've done for society.
Terrible.
Look, I'm not saying I'm a fan, okay? We were talking about what we're into right now. It's what I'm reading about. It's This is totally getting taken out of context. I mean,
So why don't you say it like that, Jesse? Why don't you say, I've been watching a lot of documentaries about Hitler, and I find them very interesting.
Even so, who even says that? Like,
Exactly.
Don't even bring it up. I'm even trying to make up excuses for you now, and I can't.
You were texting. You were texting the whole date, and then you wouldn't say anything. If you had told me that you were
Scared
upset that I was.
you seemed like a crazy, evil person.
Yeah.
All right, think about it. All right, what's worse, texting on a date or talking about Hitler? All right? I rest my case.
I guess they're both
I don't
bad.
even know what to do with that, really.
They're both really bad things to do on a date.
I would argue that the texting is the lesser of the two evils.
Well, it's not like he did anything Hitler did. He just said he likes to watch documentaries about him.
He's not as bad of a guy as everybody thinks he is.
He's the worst guy ever.
Lori,
Oh my gosh.
at this moment, I would like to ask if you'll go on a second date with Jesse. We will pay for it.
Not even. No. No. What?
Sorry, Jesse, no second date for you.
Oh my God.
That's fine. It's okay. If she's going to get upset about little stupid things in conversation when she asks me a question.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God.
I mean, you got a bunch of history to catch up on anyway. You don't need to be going on dates right now, right?
Exactly. Whatever. I've got plenty of other people I can hang out. I've got a group that we meet up and we talk about all kinds of stuff. So
I bet you do. Cut up bed sheets.
It's not like that, dude. Seriously.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
We got an email from a woman who wants a second date update. And I really like these ones.
Okay.
Because we don't get them a lot. Maybe once or twice a year it'll happen where someone with a long-lost love who went on a date over a decade ago,
I do love these ones too.
now they're coming to us hoping to reconnect with that person.
Oh, me too.
Let's go.
I'm sorry if I'm bringing this up in front of you, Jose. I know you had a lot of one-and-dones from a decade ago, so it's a little traumatic.
I do. Well, there's only one. Miss her.
Still haven't forgot about it.
Oh, I forgot about her.
It's good that you get over things.
It's funny, actually. I was complaining recently, and Brooke's like, you remember when we first met? You were upset about some other girl? I'm like, yeah, I do pout about these loves.
Yeah.
So I want to get these two together, Jeff.
Yeah, so you will understand where this woman's coming from. Let's meet her. Her name's Fiona. Hey, Fiona.
Hey, hi.
Oh my goodness.
Fiona.
So wait, how long ago was your date?
About 15 years ago.
Whoa, dang girl, you don't even sound old enough for that.
I know. How old were you?
Like-
Like 6 years old?
No, you just caught me on a good day, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, good voice.
All right. So what's this guy's name?
Charlie.
Oh, look at how you even
Wow.
said it.
Charlie and Fiona.
So where did you meet originally?
We met in college.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Co-eds together,
A lot of
striking out on your own.
a lot of weird stuff happens in college.
Yeah, that's not the romantic
Yeah.
setting I was thinking.
But,
Okay, you're thinking in the back of a frat house somewhere.
Yeah, now it kind of changed.
But I don't know, maybe your story is a little bit more romantic than Brooke and my experiences in college.
Hey, I went to community college for a semester.
Apologies, Jose.
Thank you.
So if you want to tell us a little bit more, what happened?
So basically, we went on a date, and it was just really great. It was dinner and then a comedy show, and he was this kind of sort of rugged guy. He's got this great deep voice, but he also just is such a gentleman at the same time. And, you know, he opened doors for me, and he was just so considerate and charming, and we just had a great time together.
And did you guys know each other very well before this comedy show date?
Not very well. I'd seen him around, but a friend basically set us up together.
Okay.
I mean, this is another student that you're talking about. It's not one of your professors.
I didn't think of that.
I mean, you're telling me he can pay for his own dinners and he's a gentleman? Like, what type of college guy is this?
He was not a professor. He was another student.
All right. You just never know with this show.
Yeah,
We get all
it's
sorts
true.
coming on here, so
True.
it's good to know.
I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, I don't even know if I went on an actual date in college.
Yeah.
Maybe a top ramen.
I think we just got drunk and ate pizza a lot.
Right, that was it.
Oh, Brooke, I'm tearing up.
So, okay.
So, we kissed at the end of the date, and it was great, and he dropped me off at my dorm. And then somehow there wasn't a whole lot after that. And I did hear, and I did not get any details, so I don't know really what the cause was, but I did hear that he had actually gotten kicked out.
Kicked out of school?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't know why. I never heard any details, and I didn't want to, be asking around too much, about it. So,
Can I ask you, Fiona? I mean, it sounds like a lovely date, but it doesn't sound like something that you would pine after for 15 years about.
I don't know. It sounds pretty romantic to me. I mean, this guy is a college dropout. What a bad boy.
I mean, why are you still thinking about this guy?
So here's the thing. I haven't been pining, so it's not so much that he popped up recently on Facebook.
Okay.
Totally. That happens, yeah.
So that kind of reminded me of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it looks, from what I can see, that he's single, and it looks like he's moved back into the area. And so I just was thinking, because I'm kind of shy, I kind of was hoping maybe you guys could sort of kind of reach out to him, see if he remembers.
Oh, that's smart, actually. I like that. No, think about it. That way she doesn't look creepy, like she's been holding on to it.
I don't know if for the dudes, okay, you two, would you be freaked out if someone came to you and said, hey, 15 years ago we went on one date, let's go out again?
I'd be like, finally, someone thinks I'm good in bed.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, Brooke, we're men. That's a stupid question.
Yeah,
of course we're interested.
Okay.
So have you haven't tried to get in touch with him at all?
No.
So wait, how did you get his phone number then?
Well, my friend on Facebook knows him.
Oh.
So she has all of his info, and I don't know, I just thought maybe it could be romantic, so many years later, maybe see each other again. And I mean, I don't know what would come of it, but,
You really want that big love story, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
That's okay. That's okay.
Maybe at the minimum we can get a 2-story beer bong out of this.
No.
So why don't
maybe a cake stand?
Yeah, I mean, we'll take our wins where we can get them. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Charlie for you, and we'll try and get you a second date update. All right, Fiona?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, we're talking to a woman named Fiona who's hoping to get back in touch with a long-lost love from her college days. Yeah, 15 years ago. And I got to say, Fiona, I'm very impressed.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, not by the date, just by the fact that you remember your college days. That's not an easy feat.
A lot of people don't.
No. I mean, I think I pretty much remember my parents dropping me off at my freshman dorm. Then I joined a frat. Next thing I know, 4 years have passed, and I'm regaining consciousness in a stadium full of people with my cap and gown on. So
I feel that so much,
yeah.
Jeffrey, I really do.
But
You're here.
Yeah, here I am. Fiona had a different collegiate experience, and she met a guy named Charlie. They had a very nice, very romantic dinner date. But before they could continue their relationship any further than that, Charlie suddenly left school. And it's not clear if he was kicked out or if he just dropped out voluntarily, but Fiona's hoping 15 years later that we can call him and finally get some answers and maybe rekindle the romance. Is that all right, Fiona?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm sorry, I was just enthralled.
You're enthralled.
By your own story.
Oh my God. I know. Here's the thing, Fiona. I think with this, you don't have anything to lose. Like, this guy isn't in your life. You never see him. Like, if he totally denies you, who cares?
Exactly. You see, that's so well said. I think that's exactly how I feel.
Okay, so if he doesn't remember your name, just don't feel bad, because I remember maybe one of my boyfriends from college's name.
Okay, I'll try to survive the shock.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to dial the phone number right now. Really want this to happen for you. But remember, keep your hopes low.
Yeah.
So dial the phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Charlie, please?
Speaking, who's this?
Hi, Charlie. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a second to talk with us?
You're the who with the who?
I like how you asked that.
No, that was right.
Yep.
I am the who with the who.
Uh-huh.
No, my name is Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
You can call a radio station or anything. I'm not sure what.
No, we're doing something with you right now that we do on our show called a second date update. It's a segment where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email us and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why.
Oh, okay. Again, I didn't call you guys, so I didn't go on any dates or anything. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, this one's a little weird.
Yeah. I mean, you did go on a date with a woman a little while ago.
A long while ago.
Yeah. You might not remember because the date happened about 15 years ago.
Yeah, you're going to have to be a little more specific, I guess. That's a long time.
She told us that you guys had a really nice dinner together, and her name, maybe this will ring a bell, her name's Fiona.
That is a name that I haven't thought about Fiona in a very, very long time.
Oh, okay. So you remember?
You do remember?
Yeah, that's it's not a very common name, so yeah, I only really had one Fiona interaction.
You haven't thought about her at all?
Well, listen. She wasn't like thinking about you for the last 15 years either. I don't want you to freak out or anything. She just saw your picture on Facebook. Like it was like people you may know suggestions.
Right. Okay. It's a little less stalkery. Okay.
Yeah.
And so she told us about that date 15 years ago, and then she said you either left college or you got kicked out. She wasn't sure and didn't know the reason why.
There were some rumors, though, it sounds like.
Well, yeah. But you don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
Man, this is bananas. I mean, only a couple of my close friends actually know what really went down, like the skinny of it all. But
can we be included in your group of close friends?
Long story short, I'll try to do long story short. So I knew that Fiona and I shared a same class. Like we weren't in the same time slot, but we had the same professor.
Okay, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But my grand plan was to scoop up Fiona right after class. And then we go out to dinner, go see a show.
Okay.
And while that was happening, I was going to go over to my car because, like I said, I picked her up from school, so her book bag would have been there. I could have copied her notes or tried to, use her work to pass off as my own because of a big essay that we needed to have done.
So you asked Fiona out to take her on a date so you could steal her homework and plagiarize her stuff?
Well, you changed it enough so it's not plagiarizing, but I did not have enough time to do that because Fiona was very engaging. She's very smart, very funny. I didn't have time to go run to my car and copy her notes.
Oh, I'm glad your morals didn't kick in or anything. It was just a time issue.
Yeah, like I had time to run to my car, but what I did when I ran to my car was just grab her notes, and then I took them to class while I was trying to furiously come up with something to turn in, and I was caught with someone else's basically work, and in order to make all that go away, I made sure that she had no idea. I didn't throw her under the bus at all. So it was quietly made. That's why I said I was asked not to return. It was kind of just, you're done, son.
Yeah, get out of here.
And you never wanted to tell her what happened?
I mean, would you?
I wouldn't tell her.
What is it? Not her fault.
Oh my God.
She's probably wondering, where did that homework that I did go? I had to do it all over again.
I made it clear that she had nothing to do with it.
I'm sorry, Prince Charming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
that is a good thing.
Yeah. Is this a bad time to let you know that she's been listening on the phone this entire time and wants to talk to you?
Why would you do that?
Because that's how this segment works, Fiona.
Yeah, guess who's sneaky now?
Yeah. Fiona, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you laughing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you mad? Is this funny?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Still processing.
That's fair. Are things starting to make sense about why he left school? I mean,
Well, yeah, it all adds up. It's just like I'm listening to somebody else's life. I mean, what you're saying, is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I am genuinely sorry if there's been any sort of confusion or whatever in the last 15 years or since that happened that you've thought about it. So that's the truth.
So, Charlie, I mean, it's nice to hear that you feel bad about what you did, but how did you feel about Fiona? Did you have any, romantic feelings towards her?
Oh,
Oh, like I said, I couldn't go copy her homework because I was having such a good time on the date. So you hoodwinked me.
You hoodwinked me. I mean, he's complimenting you in some way because you were so brilliant in school. But in the other way, that's kind of messed up that he didn't ask you out because he liked you.
Yeah, that sucks. But on the other hand, I know that we both had a really good time on the date. So,
And how does it feel to hear his deep masculine voice again 15 years later?
yeah, it definitely sounds very similar, and I did really like his voice, yeah.
Okay. I'm not getting a sense of a lot of feelings from her. She's just like, I do see his voice, and it is his, and I like it, and there's the voice.
I can confirm there was homework.
Yes. So, I never
well,
asked...
now you see why I got those good grades.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah, you were like a science major or something.
Charlie, I still haven't asked this yet. Are you currently single or in a relationship? What's your status?
I mean, look, you count my dog. I don't have...
I hope you don't count your dog as a relationship. Please.
What kind of show do you think we are?
Oh, my
we don't
God,
count that.
dude.
Things just got worse. So you're single and you're looking, Charlie.
As long as, don't bring a backpack, don't bring any homework, don't bring any notes. I don't know if I can hold myself back. But no, at the very least, if they want to give you my number or numbers or switch or...
All right. Well, hold on there, Charlie. I've got something to say. Normally, we ask the person that we call first, but instead, I think we need to ask Fiona. Fiona, are you still interested in going out on another date with Charlie?
I like that.
Here's the thing. Hearing his voice and talking about all of this definitely takes me back. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think that the sort of the basis of how the whole thing started and why is really going to be a good idea for me for... What? No.
I thought for sure you were going to say yes, Fiona.
I know.
He sounded sorry. I mean, he's apologetic. It sounds like he's grown as a person.
Bottom line, he's like a flippin' cheater, so...
Well...
All right.
I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I feel like a lot of people in college were cheaters. I hope my college isn't listening.
Are you
but
admitting this?
What?
Jeff?
You cheated too? I never cheated.
You didn't?
I never cheated.
Oh, come on,
I
Brooke.
swear on my life. I was the person that people cheated off of, Jeffrey.
Oh, goody two-shoes over there. I'm sure you were. Okay, well, Charlie, it sounds like she's not even interested in a second date, so I'm not going to ask you.
Fiona, I am very sorry you don't want to at least FaceTime or anything like that. I get it. But I guess think back to a date you had 12 years ago and check on that guy. I'm not sure.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of people ask me, how do I get my email to the top of the list for a second date update? There's a couple things you can do. One, you can put in your subject line, I need help ASAP, and the police should probably be involved.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, that one is a good attention getter.
But that's still not usually enough. But if you say it in all caps, then you're yelling, and I can't help but notice your email. And that's what Aaron did today. Aaron sent us an email that said exactly that in all caps, that he needs our help, and he thinks the police should be involved, and we have to do this right away. Whoa. Aaron, how are you?
Not great, dudes. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God! Should we be on the phone with 911 instead right now?
That's why I'm calling you. I think so, and I'm not. It sucks. I'll tell you that.
Every once in a while, we get emails for the second date update where like somebody goes, "You have to do this right away. I need your help." And normally they're like, how pressing is it? And I read it, and it's like, no, we can do that in a week. Relax. But I believe Aaron. Aaron needs our help today. Aaron, you want to tell everybody why?
Well, I don't really want. Yeah. Okay. So long story short, come home after a night at the bar, a little too drunk, and things are going well with the lady, and everything's. I'll just say it went really well right up until I woke up this morning. That's pretty much, and that's pretty much it.
So wait,
right until you woke up this morning.
So last night you brought a girl home.
Yep.
What is going on?
What's the problem, Aaron?
All right, so, I wake up this morning and, she's gone, which is not a problem, no big deal. Met her at a bar, things went well. That's how it's supposed to go. But with her gone is my wallet.
So you think this girl stole your wallet?
Dude, I'm telling you, every time when I get home, it goes right on my kitchen counter or then right inside the door. I have looked everywhere. Everywhere for this thing.
Are you sure you just weren't wasted last night and you left it somewhere?
No, 100%. 100%. It is on my kitchen counter when things go to the bedroom. I know that for sure. And I wake up this morning and it is gone.
Did you know this girl at all?
Not before last night, so, perfectly great example of why not to be doing something like this. But, things are going too well last night, and, everything's all great. But I wake up this morning, and this Amanda girl is gone, if that's even her name, because why not? So, yeah, oh, my God.
Okay, so you want us to call her and try to see if she stole your wallet?
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, I'm calling her because I have what I think is her number and what I think is her name in my phone, and she won't answer me. So, that's a big red flag to me. So it's like, dude, if it's a mistake or if she can help me out, all you got to do is call, or all you got to do is answer. But then I'm sitting here freaking out, and she won't even answer a call. So
that's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. How many times have you tried to get a hold of her? Have you been calling her all day trying to get your wallet back?
I started just like with a call, and I sat more and thought about it, and I called her like 2 or 3 more times because I was like, dude, just answer a call. Like we know each other a little bit now, if you know what I'm saying. So like, just help me out.
And did she seem sketchy at all?
Not at the time. Like everything went well. Like it wasn't like she was like, hey, let's go back to your place immediately. It was kind of one of those things where it was like, oh, this is great. Have a drink. Let's hang out and have a drink again. So, it felt like it went really well right up until I woke up and my was gone.
So you really think she robbed you? You don't just think you could have put your wallet somewhere and forgot?
Dude, like I said, 100%. I know where it was, and more importantly, she won't answer me. Like just be like, hey, even a text to be like, sorry, I'm busy right now, and help me out. But like it's nothing, and it's making me really suspicious because I have no idea if this is even her name to start with or even her number.
You said that you called her. Did you also text her too?
Yeah.
And nothing. You haven't heard a word.
Nothing. I was like, hey, really important you give me a text back, help me out, and then nothing. So I'm sitting here. The longer I wait, the more certain I am that they stole my wallet. Not even kidding.
So she doesn't, but you didn't accuse her via text. Like she's not going to be on the defensive.
No, because I mean, like, there's not yet. Not yet, and that's why you got that pissed off email from me because I'm trying to be cool to this girl, but I have no idea if I even should, and I'm trying to get some help.
So you want us to do this and not the police?
Yeah, I want you guys to do it. That way, if she's a thief, I want to make sure that everybody knows, hear it on the radio, that she steals people's on the next morning. Yeah.
But what I mean, if she turns out to not be a thief, do you want to do a second date with her? I mean,
I can't even care about a second date. I want my wallet back.
Yeah,
all right. I like it when the second date update turns into this. Before we've done it with like a watch, getting some guy's watch back.
I remember that one.
Now we're gonna play a song, come back, call Amanda, and see if she stole your wallet, okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, we'll get your second date update right after this.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Today's second date update really isn't even about the date at all. Aaron is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Amanda. They met last night, got a little drunk, went back to his place. When he woke up this morning, the girl was gone. And so was his wallet. And he's convinced that Amanda took his wallet, and now she won't answer any of his phone calls. Wow. So he wants our help to see if we can get her on the phone so that he can talk to her and accuse her, basically, of stealing his wallet. All right. Aaron, are you still upset?
Are you serious? Of course I'm upset.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm about to dial the phone number right now and get her on the phone, okay?
All right.
Did you have a lot of cash in the wallet? I forgot to ask.
There's enough stuff, man. This is like everything is in there. It's like my debit card, my credit card, like everything is in there.
Yeah.
Social Security card?
No, I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, thank God.
I was hoping that was in there.
An idiot.
All right. I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and get your wallet back, okay?
Yeah, let's do this. Hurry up.
Okay. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Amanda?
This is Amanda.
Amanda, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I don't know.
It's a radio show.
Okay.
Nothing?
Big listener.
Amanda, I'm just going to cut to the chase real quick, okay? You went out with a guy named Aaron last night.
Yeah.
All right. And Aaron emailed us this morning to see if we could call you because he's been trying to get a hold of you because he says that you stole his wallet when you left this morning.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Aaron says that you took his wallet. Did you take his wallet?
No, he thinks I took his wallet?
Yeah. He's saying that you guys hooked up last night after meeting at the bar, and when he woke up this morning, you were gone, and so was his wallet, and he's convinced that you took it.
Yeah, I woke up this morning because I had a meeting at work. I woke him up. I told him that. He was like, yeah. I told him I had to get to work. I told him I was leaving, but I didn't take his wallet.
Amanda, that's bull, and you know it.
Well,
what?
Amanda, that's Aaron. He's actually on the phone.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Amanda, or whatever the your name is, I know you have my wallet.
First of all, whatever the my name is, who the are you? I never took your wallet. Your wallet. And you know what? You were so drunk. Go look around your apartment for your wallet.
I did look around my apartment. The reason it's not there is because you took it.
I didn't take your wallet. We were making out on the couch. Did it fall behind the couch? Did you look there?
Are you serious, Amanda? Do you think I'm a huge idiot? That's the first place I would look. Are you?
Yeah, I do think you're the biggest idiot. Go look around your apartment. Go look in your kitchen. How dare you accuse me of stealing from you, you piece of
I kind of believe her.
Really?
Yeah.
What the am I supposed to think? I wake up, she's gone, my wallet's gone. I've looked everywhere in this apartment, she's accusing me of being that dumb. That.
Yeah, but she...
Amanda, did you take his wallet?
No, I didn't take his wallet. I don't know what the this is about. Tell him to go look in the kitchen. Tell him he's not going to listen to me. You guys tell him to go look in the kitchen. Go look in the fridge.
Look in the fridge.
Why would I look in the fridge? Who put the fridge in the wallet in the fridge? Are you serious? I'm not doing that.
You were so drunk, you idiot.
All people put their wallets, and let me look in there. Oh, it's not there. Oh, big surprise, because I know somebody else has it who left this morning.
I don't have your wallet. It's in your apartment. I mean, this is nuts. I don't even know what
Let me go look in the oven real quick. Oh, guess what? There's no wallet in there. Oh, hold on. Let me go look in the microwave real quick. That sounds like a great idea. Let me pop this microwave open and see if there's a wallet in here. That's where everybody keeps their wallets. Oh,
Aaron, you gotta calm down. I mean, you guys have to have some sort of a conversation about this. Aaron, are you there?
Hello?
Oh, me. The put it in the microwave.
It's actually in there?
Ew! Why the would I put it in the microwave? I didn't even go in the kitchen. You kept going in there slamming stuff. You were just being funny about it. You drunk piece of
Oh my gosh.
To my microwave where no one puts a wallet ever and all of a sudden magically it's there.
Aaron, I highly doubt that Amanda hid your wallet in the microwave. I don't know why somebody would do that.
Exactly. Who puts a wallet in the microwave? Are you being serious right now? That's the worst
You
idea.
did. You did. You did.
Dude, Aaron just owned up to it. You made a dumb mistake when you were drunk. Why are you so angry still? You have your wallet.
This is some up shit. I don't know who to believe in this, but I don't trust anybody.
Aaron, you said yourself you were drunk. You don't think you could have put it in the microwave?
Dude, who puts it in the microwave? All of a sudden they have a terrible idea of looking in a fridge.
I don't know.
And it's all magically in the microwave?
I've been really drunk before, and I've done weird things. I've put my wallet in weird places when I've woken up. Never a microwave, though.
Guess what? This guy's a weird drunk.
I believe that, Amanda. Wow.
Well, Amanda, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for wasting mine.
Aaron, at least you found your wallet.
Yeah, that took long enough to find it.
Don't you want to apologize to Amanda for accusing her of stealing your stuff?
I can't even figure this out right now, but yeah, I guess I'm sorry that, I guess I'm sorry.
You hear that, Amanda? He guesses he's sorry.
Yeah, wow. That's sincere.
Yeah, I guess he's a head, basically.
All right. Hey, you know what? I would love to ask you, Amanda, if you will go out on a second date with Aaron. We will pay for it.
You're kidding me now.
No, I'm serious. I really want you to go out on another date with Aaron.
I'm never going on another date with Aaron. Why don't you go on a date with Aaron? You can put your somewhere and tell you about it and get it all up.
No way I'm going out on a date with Aaron. I don't know where my wallet's going to end up. Aaron, at least you got your wallet back. No second date, though.
Yeah, I guess I know to look in the microwave next time.
Learn something new.
Can I go back to work now? Are we done?
I don't know. Aaron, are you done with Amanda? You have anything else to accuse her of?
I don't know. Is anything else hidden in my apartment that I should know about?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
They say that one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I already don't like the start of today's second date update.
And that's why Tim is on the phone for a second date update today. He found a discarded date.
No, listen.
And then he swooped in and got a date with her. Tim, now I don't want to call your date trash. It was just an analogy, okay?
Yeah, I get that.
Tell us about the garbage pickup. How'd it go?
Yeah. Well, let me back up. I went out that night to go see a play, and I just went by myself. So I go to the theater, and I'm there, and down the row, a couple seats down, there's this girl, and she was pretty cute. So I smile at her, and she sort of smiles back.
Did you throw her a wink, too?
No, I did the polite, like smile, head nod, just like, hello, hi.
Like bite the lower lip, like,
Oh my God, Jubal. Yes.
Any of the proper moves or just simply a smile?
Maybe I should have done that.
Right, you start talking about how this woman sounds like a sweater from Goodwill, and now you're... All right. So you smiled at her.
I did, and the seat next to her is vacant. So I get a little courage, and I kind of walk down a little bit to the aisle, and I just said, hey, is anybody sitting in the seat? And she said, yeah, someone else is going to come take the seat.
Okay, and then that's when you yelled at her.
Why are you yelling at her now?
He was upset.
No.
Oh, you didn't yell at her.
No, I just said, oh, okay. I didn't ask who, the seat was for.
Right, because it's none of your business because she's a complete stranger in a theater.
Yeah, but she also didn't say, who it was for either. If it was her husband, I imagine she would say, no, it's for my husband or my boyfriend.
Right. She probably would have let you know, stop hitting on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the nicest way possible.
I feel like seat taken is already stop hitting on me. Why are you guys saying, no, actually, I'm married. I'm in a very long relationship, and this seat has been taken by him.
Maybe there's this possibility that the seat is, just for one of a girlfriend, a friend of hers that she went to see the play with.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
so you went back to your regular seat then?
I did. I said, oh, okay, well, enjoy the show. And then I went back, and the show started a few, minutes later, and it was good.
Okay.
But then through the show, I sort of kept an eye just looking over by her to see if anybody had showed up.
You almost sound like you're starting to get a little creepy. The guy at the end of the row that keeps looking over at her during the play.
I did it. That's the thing. I didn't want to, so I kind of did the peripheral vision to see if there's any action happening over there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so intermission comes, and no one had showed up.
Ooh, the mysterious vacant seat. She's either lying to you or the person didn't show up.
So, I went out, I got something to drink, do the intermission stuff, and when I came back in, I came in, so I walked past her to get into the aisle. Okay. And as I walked past her, I just said, hey, the seat's still taken? And she said, no, they didn't show. And I said, oh, well, do you mind if I sit there? And she said, sure. So I sat down.
Yeah, good persistence.
Okay.
I would have felt weird going back up to her being like, hey, what's up? You said somebody just coming for that seat, but it's been open this whole time, and I've had my eye on that seat, so...
What's the deal?
Yeah. Are you a liar? You just lie to everybody? What's going on with you?
I didn't want to seem that way. I didn't want to seem like a creepy guy. It was more like, I felt bad, like she got stood up on her date.
It's kind of awkward, though. I mean, you're putting her in a position like, what is she going to do? Stick to the lie at that point? No, someone's still coming for the last half of the play?
But the good thing is the play finishes, and we start talking, and then I just said, do you want to go grab something to eat? And she said, yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Awesome.
So,
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So we left, and we walked to a place, and we sit down, and, we talk for a little while. We get a drink. We get some food. Conversation's great. It's not creepy at all. And I noticed, though, that she's starting to get a little, tired. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Why don't we just call it a night? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. So I walked her to her car, said goodnight, gave her a hug, and said, can I call you? And she said, sure. Awesome. And so I texted her a couple times, and I never heard back. And I was, I thought things had gone well. And, then I emailed you guys.
Did you ever find out who the seat was for?
We didn't talk about it at dinner because I thought if I brought it up, and she did get stood up, it would be uncomfortable or make her feel bad, so I just stayed away from it.
Oh, that's a good idea. So how long has it been since you guys went to dinner?
It's been like a week and a half.
A week and a half. Okay, so she's definitely blowing you off.
Yeah, and, I just started thinking about why, who was that seat for? Maybe it was for a boyfriend or someone that she was dating, and he finally showed up, and now she's like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. Maybe I was too forward, Maybe I was the creepy guy in the theater trying to steal the seat. Or, so that's why I emailed you guys.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, great, thanks.
All right, man, just hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I forgot to ask the most important question about today's second date update. If you just missed the first part, Tim is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Sarah today. They actually met at a play. She had an empty seat next to her. At the beginning of the play, he asked if he could sit in it because he wanted to move seats and sit next to her because he thought she was hot. And she said it was taken. And then after intermission, he saw the seat was still open. So he asked her again. She ended up saying, yes, you can sit in the seat because whoever she was waiting for didn't show up. After the play, they went to dinner, had a great time, but now she's not calling him back. And I forgot to ask Tim this, and I'm sorry about that, everybody listening. I know that you really want to know. Tim, how was the play?
No one cares about that.
Scale of 1 to 5 stars. What are we talking?
Well, the first act, I was a little distracted because I was, trying to figure out what the empty seat was about. So I think it was a 3.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
God.
Should we even do the second date update now, or have we gotten that all cleared up?
No, I still want to know why she never called back.
Okay.
And Tim, you can't remember any awkward moments you guys had when you went for dinner and drinks after the play?
No, everything was real, casual and cool, and I thought I was being very, polite, and I asked a lot of questions about her, what she liked. I thought it was a good conversation.
You actually seem very charming and like a good listener, so I'll give you props on that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Horrible play reviewer, but...
Yeah. Jubal's got a point.
I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is Sarah there?
Yeah, this is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you. What's this regarding?
Well, it's regarding a date that you went on just a little while ago.
Okay.
I know we started off so businesslike, didn't we?
I know. You might not even think of this as a date, but you recently hung out with somebody, and they've been trying to get a hold of you to get another date, but you're not calling them back. So they emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Oh, jeez.
Weird, I know.
Good.
His name is Tim.
Seriously?
Yeah. He told us about how he met you at a play, and then you had dinner after.
So he contacted you to get a hold of me?
Yeah, he did. Apparently, he's been trying to get a hold of you, but you're not returning any of his phone calls or text messages.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not into it, I guess.
It sounded almost like for a second you were excited that he contacted us.
I was more surprised, not excited.
Okay.
All right. Read that wrong then.
Yep.
Well, Tim told us about how you guys hung out. He said that it seemed like you had a great time, and he's confused.
Wow. I think he's an interesting person. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him.
Can I tell you what I think it is? And you let me know if I'm right or wrong?
Okay.
So he said that when he saw you at the play, you had an empty seat next to you. And he asked you twice if he could sit in it. The first time you said you were waiting for somebody to show up. The next time you said, sure, they didn't show up. Were you waiting for a boyfriend or a husband or something like that?
No. I'm definitely single.
Okay.
I actually just got canceled on by a friend.
So, I mean, why would you say yes to him sitting there when he asked the second time and yes to dinner if you weren't interested in him?
I mean, I was interested in him, but I'd only known him for 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. And, that kind of changed once I got to know him.
Oh. Really? I told him after we talked to him that he was charming and a good listener. Apparently, I also had a bad read on that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. And then at dinner, I just sort of got some red flags.
Wow. What sort of red flags? Can you tell us?
Basically, we were walking into the restaurant, and he steps on my heel, and he just says, "Oops," and that kind of caught me off guard.
Huh?
So he stepped on your shoe and then said, "Oops."
Yeah, and normal people would apologize if you just stepped on someone, right?
Oh yeah. He didn't say sorry about that?
No, he didn't say sorry. It was really strange. And then at dinner, later, he knocks over his glass and it breaks. Oh. And when the waitress comes and picks it up, he just says, "The glass fell."
Oh, so he
no
didn't,
apology.
He didn't take responsibility for the shoe or the glass.
Yeah, exactly. No apology. If that would have been me, I would have been so embarrassed because, you've broken the restaurant's glass.
Yeah.
And he didn't apologize at all.
So was he kind of a jerk then, just pointing out, "Hey, glass on the ground, pick it up, please"?
Honestly, it kind of read like that. And that is just not what I'm looking for. I'm just not into somebody who can't say that they're sorry. I'm looking for someone who's more polite and can admit when they've done something wrong, when they've stepped on someone maybe, or broken someone else's property.
Wow.
It's the first date. And you'd think on the first date, that's when you want to be the most polite. And I think he just has some kind of problem where he can't say he's sorry.
Okay.
Really?
I know a
Sarah,
lot of men
I want
like
to let
that.
you know that I don't have that problem. And I want to tell you that I'm sorry to break the news, but Tim is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you right now.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Tim, are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Tim, is that you?
It's me. Hey.
So awkward.
Is that the real reason why you didn't call me back? Because I didn't say sorry?
Yeah, that's the reason.
Wow.
I'm sorry. See, I can say it.
But I don't know why you're saying it.
Why I just said I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's just an empty sorry.
What?
Wait, now you need sorries with depth?
No, it just seems like, for me, so we were walking in the restaurant, we were in the middle of a conversation, and I know what you're talking about. I stepped on your heel, and I sort of just went like, oops, it went back to the conversation.
Yeah.
It was like, it sort of looks like a toss-off that it happened. It didn't happen on purpose, and it was in the middle of a conversation, so it was just like, oh, oops, and we just continued. I didn't think it was that big of a red flag.
A normal person would say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, but I didn't step on you. I stepped on your shoe.
Tim, are you
Tim,
serious?
Come on.
I would be apologizing if I were you right now.
Yeah, most people would.
Why? Why would I say sorry? I didn't do any of those things on purpose.
Okay,
Wait, so
sometimes when you don't do things on purpose, you can still say sorry. Like if you accidentally stepped on a shoe.
Yeah, but those are just those are just empty sorries because I didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident.
So if you were like driving your car and you accidentally hit a pedestrian, you wouldn't apologize for that either because that wasn't on purpose.
Oops.
Well, whose fault was it?
Seriously? Are you serious right now?
That's a good point.
No, I'm just saying.
Your foot stepped on my foot.
Yeah,
How could that be my fault?
it's not your fault. It was an accident. It's no one's fault. It's an oops.
I have never really dissected the word sorry like we're doing right now.
No, it's just I grew up that if you're going to say sorry, it's meaningful and you should say sorry for something that you did, and then you realize it was wrong. Then you're like, you say I'm sorry for that. But when it's like just an accident, like if you bump into somebody, it's just like oops. It's not mean. It's not negative. It's just like oops. And then the life goes on.
Yeah, but like everybody else grew up with common courtesy. So even if you aren't going to say sorry, you say excuse me or I didn't mean to do that.
I just don't agree with that. Like if Sarah and I continued and we got into a relationship and then later on something happens where I should say I'm sorry and I say, hey, Sarah, I'm sorry, it would have such a huge meaning and she would really know like, wow, he's really sorry.
Hey, I cheated on you, but I'm really sorry. And I don't throw that word around willy-nilly.
No. Yeah, you shouldn't throw it. You're right. You shouldn't throw it around willy-nilly.
That is so not what I expected your response to be to all this, Tim.
Well, I'm not really sorry about it. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Sarah.
Yeah. And guys, I'm not surprised. Okay, so are we done here?
No, not yet, Sarah. We're almost done. But I do have to ask you if you would like to go on a second date with Tim. We will pay for it.
You know what? Sorry, no.
It's so immature. It's so immature to say that with that tone. Like, now you're ruining sorry.
You've ruined the
Well,
word.
I find it immature that you can't use your manners that a 6-year-old can use. So maybe practice that.
Six-year-old will say sorry for sneezing. They'll say sorry for anything. Look, I am an adult. I am a grown man. I only say sorry when it counts and when it's needed.
All right.
I like that.
Oh, man.
All right, well, sorry. All right, well, sorry. I can't even say sorry now without thinking about it.
You can't.
I won't say sorry because it's not my fault. Tim, you didn't get a second date.
Whatever.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I had no idea that so many people would support the guy from today's second date update.
Me either.
Somebody texted in at 78592 and said, I agree, saying sorry is a sign of weakness.
My God,
and I refuse to be weak. If you missed today's second date update,
Oh, my God.
Tim wanted to call a girl named Sarah to find out why she wasn't calling him back. She said she wasn't calling him back because during the date, he accidentally stepped on her shoe, and he said, oops, instead of sorry. And he just basically broke a water glass, didn't say sorry to the waitress or anything else, just basically didn't apologize. And he owned it. He was like, no, yeah, of course I didn't say sorry. I'm an adult. I say sorry if I actually did something wrong and meant it. Those were accidents, and no, I'm not sorry about it. I'm sad it happened, but I'm not sorry.
But here's the thing. Even if you don't apologize, you can still, like, excuse your behavior. Like, excuse me, or I didn't mean to do that, or wow.
Well, he said oops.
Yeah, no, oops doesn't work.
I think oops counts. So I've learned a lesson in saying sorry, and I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm not going to apologize for anything, and I'm not sorry for that one bit.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Move at 92.5.
Hey, Ed?
Yeah.
Well, I know you're on the phone to do a second date, but I have like something that just came up, and I'm not going to be able to do it. A buddy of mine, his bike tire popped.
Oh,
so I got to go help him out, okay?
Oh, you're joking, right?
No, he's real close to his house. He's like 10 blocks away from his house, but I feel like I need to help him out. So let's just take a rain check on this whole second date thing, okay?
You can't call AAA?
He's like, ha ha.
All right. And the reason that I'm saying that to Ed is because Ed wants us to call a girl named Nicole today. They met at a rock climbing group. After the rock climbing class one day, they agreed to go out, but they had to shower, so they went back to her place to shower. After they were done getting ready, she said, hey, something just came up. One of my friends has a flat tire or something, and I have to go help them. So we think that's an excuse that she made up to get out of the date because since then she hasn't talked to him. She hasn't even shown up to the rock climbing class, which makes me think that you must have done something really bad, Ed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it was if I did, you know?
Did you do anything weird in the shower, like make any strange noises
Terrible
or use
singer.
her expensive shampoo without permission? Because that stuff costs a lot.
No, I just took a shower.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out what happened, okay?
Thanks, guys.
Who knows? Maybe she's still by the side of the road helping her friend out with that tire.
It just took him a while to figure out how to change one.
It's been weeks.
It's about 2 weeks now, but here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Nicole there?
Yes, this is Nicole.
Hey, Nicole, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a morning radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay. How can I help you?
Well, I'm calling you today because we recently got an email into our show from somebody who's trying to get a hold of you.
Someone trying to get a hold of me?
Yeah. Apparently, they've tried to call you a bunch, and you're not responding to them, so they asked if maybe we could get you on the phone.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused.
It's a segment that we do on our show called The Second Date. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what happened.
Oh, geez.
So the guy's name is Ed, and you know Ed from your rock climbing group?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I do. I know him.
Well, Ed emailed us because he said that when you guys were supposed to go out, you ended up saying you had to rain check it to help your friend out with a flat tire, but since then you haven't talked to him or even shown up to the rock climbing group.
He's given you a lot of information. What else did he tell you? God.
That's pretty much it. He just told us that you guys met at class and were supposed to go out, and then he thinks you made up an excuse.
I did, but I think he's leaving out a big part of the story.
Really?
He did something weird, didn't he? I know he did something weird at your house.
I definitely classify it as weird, yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
Oh, God, this is so embarrassing.
Is it like...
What did Ed tell you about our date?
He said that you guys were at your rock climbing class, and then after you were supposed to go somewhere, so you went back to your house to shower, and then you got out of the shower and said that your friend had a flat tire that you had to go help her, and then that was it.
Okay, well, there's definitely a part left out of that story. I was in the shower. I took a shower first, and I hear a knock on the door, and he yells through the door, "Hey, do you have another bathroom?" And I'm like, "No, sorry, give me 2 minutes, I'll be right out." So I finish showering quickly, and I come out of the bathroom, and I'm like, "Okay, it's ready now." And he's like, "Great, thanks." So he's showering, and I'm just waiting for him. I get dressed, I get ready, put some makeup on, and I went to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and I'm smelling something weird at the sink. So I investigated, and I put my nose closer to the sink, and I'm smelling urine coming from my sink.
You smelled pee in your sink.
Yeah, like really strong, really strong. No mistaking.
Are you saying that you think he peed in your sink?
Absolutely. I mean, why would he knock on the door asking if I have a bathroom, and then mysteriously my sink smells like pee?
Oh, my God.
You think he had to go so bad that he urinated in your kitchen sink?
I don't think anybody has to go that bad that they have to urinate in someone's sink that has dishes in it.
Oh, and they had dishes in it, too.
He didn't even move him out if he was going to do that?
Did you ask him about this?
No, I mean, he obviously did it, and I'm like gagging. I had to get out of this, so I made up an excuse that a friend needed my help.
Are you sure you didn't have like anything in your sink that could have smelled like urine and you just didn't remember like old food or something?
I'm absolutely sure. Water glasses do not smell like urine.
That is crazy. Why would you do that?
Well, I guess that's understandable then why you don't want to call him back if you think that he peed in your sink.
It's so disgusting. I mean, really?
But why wouldn't you just tell him? Why do you make up the excuse of rain checking? Like, it'd be embarrassing to him, not to you.
I just wanted to get him the out of my house, and I'm never going to see this guy again, so why did it matter?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for you, you are going to talk to him again because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you right now.
Nicole, look, I don't know what you thought you smelled, but I did not pee in your sink. There's no way.
Ed, it is unmistakable. There's no one else there.
I mean, do you have a cat? I mean, maybe the cat went in there.
I don't have a cat.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, but 1 + 1 = 2. You asked if I have another bathroom, and then suddenly my sink smells like pee.
Well, you know, Nicole, I don't know what else to say. I mean, like, yeah, maybe someone else peed in your sink. Because, I mean, it wasn't me, Nicole.
It's been happening a lot. There's been a rash of people just breaking into places and peeing in sinks.
And then leaving.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that in the 2 minutes that I was in the shower, someone knocked on the door and said, "I have to pee really bad," and you were like, "Hey, why don't you pee in this girl's sink?"
No. I mean, I didn't see anybody. But, I mean, like, you know, maybe like during the day or something, somebody peed in there. I mean...
Ed, come on. You have to stop with the bullshit. Just be a man and fess up. I mean... I don't have a roommate, I don't have a cat. No one pee burgled me. It was you. So just admit it. I mean, come on.
Well, okay, so I went a little, but...
Oh my gosh, Ed! Why wouldn't you go outside? You're a dude, man.
It doesn't matter if it's a little or a lot. Like, any amount of pee in my sink is not okay.
And I ran the hot water after. Look, I mean, I'm really sorry, but it was a lot longer than 2 minutes, you know, Nicole.
There were dishes in my sink.
Look, you know, I don't know if this makes it any better or whatever, but, like, I didn't pee on your water glass. Like, I moved it to the side and then moved it back. But, I mean, I didn't pee on it.
Yeah, but the sink still smelled like pee, and then you put the dishes back in it, and it's like splashed all over
Well, I
them.
mean, I figured you might notice that the dishes were moved.
That is so gross, Ed. What was going through your head that said sink? Sink is the best option right now.
to pee.
Look, I mean, you can sit there and judge, but I mean, like, you don't know what I was going through at the time. Like, I had 2 big bottles of Gatorade on the way over there, and she doesn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, she doesn't have any plants or anything like. I mean, who doesn't have plants in her house? Come on.
If it were my place, I'd prefer you choose the sink over peeing in my plants, but that's just me.
You are so disgusting. I cannot believe this really happened.
I didn't know what else to do. I mean, there was a lot of pressure going on there.
You couldn't wait 2 minutes. You're a grown man.
It was longer than 2 minutes, Nicole. Look, I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you that I peed in your sink. And I'm sorry that I peed in your sink. But I really liked you, and I was having a good time. And you did say that you wanted a rain check. So I am hoping that you'll give me a second chance.
Hey, Nicole, would you like to go out with Ed again? We'll pay for a second date.
Yeah.
No way. Not a
Nicole,
chance.
they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, see? Neither one of you have to come out your pockets at all. We'll pay for the date,
I
Nicole.
don't think that's a big sell, Ed, for a girl.
It's not. It's so disgusting. I can't even look at you.
Come on. I mean, like, I'm sure if you could, like, put yourself in that situation, like, what would you do? I mean, maybe you would go in the sink, too.
You're just gross. There's no way in hell we're going out on a second date, any date, first date. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And Ed, I hope you learned a lesson about peeing in people's sinks.
I can't believe that has to be a lesson someone learns.
Have we learned it?
Yeah, I have learned it.
All right,
that's
good.
good.
Yep, no more peeing in people's sinks.
For the record, guys, like, this is probably the first time this has ever really happened to me.
It's probably the first. You're not even sure if it's the first time. The guy on the phone for a second date today met the girl that he wants to call at a rock climbing class.
Oh, cool.
Or like a little club, I guess, that they have. I've gone to one of these rock climbing gyms before. It was very bad for me, though, because I got to the top of the little rock wall, and then I turned around and I just started crying because I couldn't get down.
Oh, that's
And
so
then
sad.
They had to call the firefighters to come and rescue me.
Was
it
that
was
your
cool.
flex-
It made the news. I was like the cat stuck in a tree story at the end of the news. That was the feel-good story, but I could never go back to rock climbing after that. It's just
I could see the headline. Watch this little guy get saved at the rock climbing gym.
too traumatic for me.
Yeah.
But Ed, you're a pretty good rock climber, huh?
Yeah, I am a pretty good rock climber.
That's sexy. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I have a thing for rock climbers.
Well, thank you, Brooke. Thank you.
Yes.
Clearly the girl that you want to call today doesn't.
Well, I mean, I guess not,
Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, her name's Nicole, and I met her at my rock climbing gym, and she just was really cute,
Is that when you put the chalk that you used for your hands and you smacked her on the butt and left a handprint?
No, well, I didn't think that we were probably at that stage yet.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I'm not allowed back into those rock climbing classes. I had a lot of fun with that.
Just how many handprints can you make?
How'd you guys initially start talking?
Well, I saw her form, and I thought it was pretty good, so I went up and I gave her a compliment. I told her that I thought I liked her strong hands.
Are you serious? That is not the line you used.
Yeah, I was joking, and I told her I was joking, and we laughed about it. It was great.
Okay, that's good. That's a risk. That's a
It
risk
is
there, and I guess
agree.
I guess it worked because you guys actually went out, right?
Well, I mean, kind of not really, We were planning to go out, but it kind of got sidetracked.
What does
How
that
so?
mean?
Well, so afterwards I asked her if she wanted to have a drink after class, and she said yeah. So we were going to go out, but, I was kind of smelly after class, and, she had built up a workout too, so, we needed to shower, but my place was all on the other side of town, so she said that I could, come over to her place and shower, and so we went over there.
Wow.
That's
So
nice.
she offered for you to go to her place and shower on the first time she met you.
No, not like I'm some weirdo that she's inviting over out of the blue, I've seen her a few times at this club, and, I just needed to get clean. It wasn't like a sexual thing at all,
Okay.
I was kind of stinky,
I don't know. No matter what, a girl invites me to shower with her, and to me, that's always sexual.
I don't think she said with her. I think just at her house.
Oh, that's what I heard.
I mean, it wasn't with her. We weren't in the shower together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So what happened? You went back to her house?
So we go back to her house, and she showers, I shower, and we're getting ready to go out, and she gets a phone call from a friend who's stranded somewhere, like at the airport or something, and she asks if she can go get her.
Did that seem like an excuse to you?
Yeah.
Well, it sounded a lot like an excuse to me. I mean, you know, I'm trying to be cool and everything, but I say, you know, just have your friend call AAA. They can come get her, you know, right? So
you
AAA? I mean,
well, yeah, she said her friend had a flat tire and that she was close to the airport and needed to run over there to help her out.
Yeah, I like how you're persistent, though. Dude, AAA or something. You don't need to help your friend out right now. Like, there's many services. There's lots of people who can. I'm sure somebody will be driving by and help her out. Let's go on our date right now.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know, it kind of sounded like a line,
right?
But you know.
Okay, so did she go help her friend out then?
Yeah, unfortunately she did. She said that she really had to go and that her friend really needed her help. So, you know, but she did say, can we take a rain check?
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I guess let's do that.
see, I just think that's so weird because if, like, my friend truly called me and had a flat tire, I'd be like, hey, come with me, then we'll go out after.
But that's weird. Then you're introducing him to friends already.
No, I think she's lying. That's all I'm saying.
So did you get the rain check then?
No, I mean, like she's been MIA from the club and no calls.
Wow. Okay, and how many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
4 times.
4 times, and she's not showing up to any of the rock climbing stuff.
Not showing up to any of the classes.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's pretty intense to get someone to change their entire activity schedule to avoid you, is what it sounds like.
Oh well, I don't know. I'm hoping that either she's really sick, I guess, or maybe like something happened at the airport and like they're in trouble or something. I guess.
I hope that while she was changing her friend's tire, she got hit by a car and has been in the hospital, so that she's not calling me back. Not that I did something wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Well, okay, but that sounds a little bit worse than what I actually meant. You know, I mean, I don't want her to get hit by a car or anything. I just don't want it to be my fault.
I'm glad you had to clarify that. That's good.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. Hang on.